Let's create a light streak in Photoshop. Here is the image of a person leaping in air. So we will first select this person. We will activate the quick selection tool, and here we have the option select subject. Then we will select the select and mask option to select the hair properly for this person. So we'll just zoom into the image. Here we have the refine edge brush tool, and we can see some issues on his hair. And also here we will keep the view mode to overlay, and we'll just paint on his hair. Just we don't want the background to be visible. So here we can see the background over his hands as well. So we will just erase the entire background. So this much is okay for us. So then the next step we are supposed to do is, at the bottom we can see the output. If we scroll down, output 2, we will just select layer mask and we will click OK. Right. So now we have selected this person. Now the next thing we'll be doing is we will just right click on the mask thumbnail and confirm the mask by selecting apply layer mask. Right. Now we will just use the move tool and drag him inside this bricks background. Right. We can just scale him a little bit. Keep him exactly at the center. Right. Then the next step we are supposed to do is we will create a vignette background behind this person. So for that we will select the bricks layer. We will create a layer on top of this bricks layer, and we will fill this empty layer with pure black color. So here we will keep black in the foreground, and we will simply use the keyboard shortcut Alt backspace in PC or Option backspace in Mac. Right. Then we will select a brush. We will select a soft rounded brush, and we will increase the size of the brush and make sure that the foreground color is white. And then we will just click once on the document. We will increase the flow amount here. Make sure that the flow amount is 100%. Right. Then we will change the blending mode to multiply. So we can see there is a vignette background. Black is around the corners and there is brightness at the center. And if we want to increase the darkness, we just need to take a duplicate of this vignette layer. Right. So now we can see there is more darkness. Right. So this is the starting point. So we need to first arrive at here. Now we will be creating the light streak. So to create the light streak, now we'll take a new layer on top of this subjects layer, and then we will use this pen tool. We will create a path around this person, something like this, and we will adjust the path properly. And when we are creating the path, make sure that the path option is active for the pen tool. So a path is created. So we can just adjust the path properly. So once the path is properly adjusted, now we will convert this path to a brush stroke. So to convert the path to a brush stroke, we have to first select a brush. This time we will select a hard round brush. We will reduce the size of the brush, and we will keep white as the foreground color, and we can check the stroke once. Right. Then we will go to brush settings. We will open brush settings. and we will turn on shape dynamics, and in shape dynamics we have the option control, and from control we will select pen pressure. We don't want the stroke to be uniform. We want the stroke to have thickness at the center and sharpness at the corners. So for that, what we need to do is we will activate the pen tool, and we will right click on the path, and here we have the option stroke path. And when the stroke path dialog appears here we have the option tool, and from tool we have to select the option brush, and here we have the simulate pressure turned on. We need to keep it turned on in case if it is not turned on. Right, we'll simply click OK, and we can see here we have a stroke, a brush stroke. Now we will open the paths panel. We'll go to window, and here we have the paths, and we will delete the path. To the top or right corner of the paths panel we have the option delete path. Right, now the path is deleted. The next thing we'll be doing is we want path to coil around this subject or this person. To make the path coil around this person, first we need to hold Ctrl in PC or Command in Mac and click on the layer thumbnail of this person. Right, and right now the paths layer is active, and at the bottom of the layers panel we have this mask icon. We'll just click on it, so we can see right now the path is inside the person. We will invert the mask. To invert the mask, we'll select the mask thumbnail and we'll simply hit Ctrl I in PC or Command I in Mac. Right now the path looks as if it is behind the person. Now we have to make it like it is coiling around the person. So for that, what we need to do is first we have to select a brush, and here we have to keep white as the foreground, and then we can do something. Here we can just paint with white and make sure that mask thumbnail is active here, and then we can again do something here at the near the leg. We will just paint, so we can see here, and then we can also paint over here. Right, now it looks like this path or this streak is coiling around this person. Now it's time for us to create the light streak. So we will confirm this mask. We'll just right click on this mask thumbnail, and here we have the option apply layer mask, and then we will just double click on this layer to open the layer styles dialog, and we will start with the inner glow. Here we have the inner glow. We'll just turn on the inner glow, and here we have selected a yellow color glow, so there is yellow color here, and we need to adjust the size very little because we want the center color to be white, and the range has to be maximum. Let's not reduce the range, because if we reduce the range we will see sharp edges. We don't want sharp edges, we want soft edges. So we will increase the range to maximum, and then we will come down here. Here we have the outer glow, and in outer glow also we will slightly reduce the size and make sure that the color is the same yellow color. We can copy the value of this yellow color if we don't remember the exact color, and we can slightly increase the size for outer glow, and again for outer glow we need to increase the range to its maximum value. Right, and we will come down to this drop shadow, and for drop shadow we will select the option linear dodge. Linear dodge is a bright blending mode, and here we have the size. We can also increase the size to maximum. Let's keep it to 200 pixels or 220 pixel. Right, and then we will simply click OK. Right, and If we want to enhance this light streak, we can do one thing. We'll just take one more layer on top of this light streak layer. We will change the blending mode to linear dodge again, and we will change the foreground color to the same yellow color. And then we will select a brush. This time we will select soft rounded brush. Let's keep the flow value for the brush to 20%, and we will also try to just increase the size of the brush, and don't increase the flow. So we can just paint. See, it's too intense, so we will reduce the flow amount here. Let's keep it to, let's say, 10%. So with 10% flow, we can just simply paint over the light streak. So something like this. And if you think it's too much, we can again reduce the opacity a little bit. So something like this. And then we can just take one more duplicate of this layer to make the streak glow more. Right. And again we can reduce its opacity here. Right. Then another thing we'll be doing is we'll take one more layer, one final empty layer, and we'll select a brush. Make sure that this yellow is in the foreground, and we will change the blending mode this time to screen, and we will increase the size of the brush. We can make it into an oval shape, egg shape or oval shape. So something like this. And we can slightly increase the flow value for this brush to 20%, and we can click once. So something like this. We will slightly reduce the size of the brush. So we can see here. Just we have to click once. We can reduce the flow again here to 8% and click once. So that's it. That's it. So this is the light streak in Photoshop.